Mark, and we're running. This is working. This is all good over here.
All right, excellent. I'm excited.
Okay, yeah, all right. And then we got this coffee right here. Perfect. All right, and we are ready to just get in the desk. There we go.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to episode 39?
Question mark?
Of Nebula Quest. I am Noden. I am Noden. Yes, I am your host. I'm that guy. So today we are continuing on our way, sort of, to the Horsehead Nebula. This is a rubbish intro, isn't it? It's just bad. We're on our way to the Horsehead Nebula, but before we get there, or as we travel there, in a progression towards the Horsehead Nebula, we are discovering the galaxy around us and gaining a greater appreciation of everything.
4, 3,
Yes.
2,
Sure.
1.
Okay. Whatever.
Engage.
I don't know. You know what? I'm really highly caffeinated right now, and I probably should have stopped at some point today, but I didn't, and so I'm just gonna keep on going. So I've got this nice cup of space coffee here because space coffee, unlike other forms of caffeine, actually sucks out all other types of caffeine from your system, leaving you with just that pure space coffee sort of like a hum in the back of your head. None of that is true, but it is a great sales pitch. Anyways. So today, I actually had many things to talk about, and in typical Nebula Quest fashion, I have written exactly none of them down. The sound in this room is weird. I think it's because I left the window open. I like to think... I'm sure that my ears are not sensitive enough to pick up the difference between that window, the blinds on that window being open or not, but I swear to God I can tell. I can tell. Okay, it's different. It's like, you know, when you walk into a room and you can tell the TV's on even without looking at the TV, like you just hear that that slight high frequency sort of RF buzzing just somewhere around, and you know the TV's on. It's like that, only not at all. Actually, you don't really get that anymore. That's not really a thing as much. I don't know. I'd actually be curious to find out if, I think in the past you would be able to notice it a little bit more because you had tube TVs, right? So you had tubes that were on and kind of just warm and humming in the background, but I don't know if they do that on these digital television units, on these electrical digital devices that we have now. Discovering quickly before we crash into it. We're gonna crash into it. Okay, we got it. Ooh. The only way to discover things is on a collision course. So, what was I going to talk about today? Oh, so, I got a few things I was going to talk about, but I don't remember what all they were. They're all gone now. Oh my God. So, what's been going on? What have I been doing? I've been playing a game that I've never played before and enjoying it. I think I've mentioned. Okay. Like I said, highly caffeinated. Bear with me. My brain's a little scattery. I've mentioned in the past, I believe that I used to play at one point World of Warcraft, played it quite a bit, and I believe I've also mentioned that my father actually still does play. And he's been, chatting about it a little bit here and there, and I have no idea what the heck's going on, so I was like, well, part of me wants to kind of jump back in there and see what's going on, and I'm like, actually, you know what? I mean, World of Warcraft, okay, that was pretty good, but maybe I'll get back into SWTOR again, because I really enjoyed SWTOR, but the problem with SWTOR is... Actually, I don't know what the problem with SWTOR is. I think I just I've never been 100% happy with SWTOR. That's Star Wars: The Old Republic. I don't know what it is. Like, I love the stories. I think that's probably what the biggest issue is that a lot of the really good story, we'll say, like, there's a lot of grid story between, like, level 1 and 30-ish. And they're all fantastic for all the different classes, but I've kind of been through them, so I don't want to start over again, and I'm so far removed from those storylines now that coming back into them, like, seems really awkward. So I could jump back on, like, my, what do I have? I have a Jedi Sentinel, I believe, noden'gin, conveniently named. Maybe my head is fucking twitchy. Jesus, it's so bad. But I'm so far removed from the story, and now that getting back into it seems weird, so I'm like, okay, well, you know, you start a game, but then you start playing a game, and the story is exactly the same, so all of that initial, like, I don't know what it is, like, excitement to, like, find out what the story is, those RPG moments are all kind of gone. So I was like, okay, so I want to try a game I haven't played at all, or haven't played much. So that leaves sort of Guild Wars 2, or the option that I ended up going with, spoilers to the conversation that we're having, Final Fantasy XIV. Now, many people will say, hey, Guild Wars 2, clearly the better choice here. Why on earth would you do Final Fantasy XIV when there's Guild Wars 2? I've never played a Final Fantasy game, and I'm sure that playing the MMO version of it is a bad way to start, but I've never played one before, so I was like, you know what, I want to see what the fuss of the Final Fantasy fuss is all about. So that's what I'm doing, as I've jumped into this, and I'm a little bit disappointed actually that I'm happy I'm not recording it, but I really kind of wish I was recording it at the same time, because, well, for a couple of reasons. One of the things that I dislike about it but love at the same time is that there's, like, no voiceover work, and I like it, and it drives me nuts at the exact same time. It's fantastic if I wanted to record it, so I could sit here and I could do all the little silly voices, and I could read all the things, and it would just be fun. But at the same time, when you're just sort of, like, sitting and playing, and I gotta read all this damn text, and I'm like, it's hard for me to, like, pay attention to, you know, whatever I have on this screen, like YouTube, and, you know, rolling over here, and then I have a bunch of text I gotta read, or who knows what. So then it's like, okay, so then you're focusing on this, but then I don't know, it's just really weird. But I'm reading it because caffeine. But that is the other part of it, is that I am also, like, going hardcore and, like, reading, like, all the conversations, because I've never had them before. So it's not like, so it's same with, like, you know, like World of Warcraft. Like, the first time that you played through World of Warcraft, you probably, you know, went through a lot of, like, the storyline stuff or the quest conversations. But I mean, after a very short while, you're like, skip. Alright, give me my shit. Skip. Yes, accept. Skip. Okay, turned it in. Skip. Okay, let's, you know, now I look pretty cool. And that's kind of how World of Warcraft always was, you know, or not always was, but became, certainly after things like quest markers on the map and became a thing, and, like, finding where quests were supposed to be became a lot easier. That was like when I remember when World of Warcraft was, like, when it was young, like, finding out where you had to go for a quest was such a pain in the ass, because there weren't, like, even the wikis weren't like that. I don't even know if wikis even really existed. At the time, like, there was just so little going on, and the game was out for a year, and it was still, there was so little information kicking around, or it wasn't easily located. Like, the whole, like, game walkthrough thing kind of existed, but there wasn't, like, and there was a lot of starting guides, but even a lot of the starting guides, people were just beginning to start to try to charge you for. So they'd have, like, you have to do a PayPal donation or whatever it is, and then I'll give you a copy of my starter guide. And then, you know, you can pay an extra $10 and get the how to make 1,000 gold in, you know, 5 days kind of a thing.
Fuel scooping.
But yeah, so like in those early days, like you had to like read everything because you needed all the information to find out where the quest was. But nothing. I'm just gonna fuel up here a little bit. But yes, that was kind of. So that's what I'm doing now. Is I'm going through all the tech stuff, and because it's new to me, it's a whole new universe to me. So I need to get a feel for the universe and for the like how things are. So and the funny thing is like. I should say the funny thing. The worst part of it is that I'm not recording it, but I'm still like sat here, like reading all of the text out loud in funny voices, and I'm dying laughing, and nobody knows about it, and it's fantastic. And then there's part of me that's like, oh, that's too bad. I want to share it, but at the same time, I'm like, no, this is fun. I'm having a good time with it. It doesn't matter if everything's horrible, and plus. Well, there's many. Okay, so why I'm not recording it is for many reasons. The obvious one, and the one that has been the most reiterated, is that I literally just cannot. I don't have upload time to do it. Like I don't have. I love the series that I have now, and I'm perfectly happy with them. I don't really need another one. I'm not looking to replace one of them, so I'm not worried about that. The other part of it is I don't know how
Fuel scoop disengaged.
like really like especially now. I mean, it's been out for ages, and I mean I know a lot of the games I play aren't like the newest games, and I know a lot of people or channels that are playing the games I'm played them either ages ago or finished them ages ago. But you know, I don't care. Do things at my own pace. But, I mean, this has been out for a good while now. It's been out for a full year. And, it's still got a huge, like, it has a huge, like, following. A fairly large player base still. I think there's another object floating around here somewhere, so let's see if we can find it. Probably that guy. But I also just don't know how good it would be as a series. I mean, kind of having me role play around and derp about is sort of what Alien Isolation was. It's sort of what Dying Light is. Frankly, it's pretty much what Sherlock Holmes is all about. It's about me having no idea what I'm doing, where I'm going, and then like getting like a slightest bit of information and turning it all around at the last second. Like I've got that's pretty much what every one of my episodes of my RP stuff is all about, and I love that about it. But I think this would be like that to like an exponential degree. Like it'd be like my regular RP stuff squared. It'd be so much more time of me going, I don't get it. Where are the ladybugs? I need to kill 3 ladybugs, and then I'll be happy. Just 3. Okay, so I need 6 ladybugs, and I found no ladybugs. I know where the ladybugs are. Don't worry. I found the ladybugs. I killed the shit out of some ladybugs. But you know, it's I don't know. It's pretty fun. It's just that's pretty much. But that's yeah. And then learning everything for the first time, and like, not that I get like a lot of comments or anything like that, but I'd be worried about comments saying like why don't you know this? Like you're so stupid. Because it should be stuff that, you know, you expect people to know, and I don't know any of the, like, I know about chocobos, or however you say it, only because, like, through references, like, in other things. Yeah, that's, like, literally, I know it because of other stuff. I don't know it because of any of the actual games. Like, I think, was it Final Fantasy 11? Maybe? It had all the chocobo stuff in it? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I just don't know. I've never, like I said, I've never played a Final Fantasy game. And I thought, you know, I would rectify it. And I thought this would be a good way to start and itch my kind of MMO, like, itch. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't really have... I can't say I have an MMO itch. I have a, like... I have an itch for a game that I can kind of jump in and out of, spend, like, 20 minutes or a day playing, and it's all the same to me. I don't know what it is. I just was looking for something kind of like that to kind of play on my off time when I wasn't recording and wanted to play something. And I think that and that's kind of what I'm doing with it right now. I don't know. It's strange. Actually, and another strange one that I want to do as well is I've never played a Pokemon game, and I'm kind of like, I could do some Pokemon. I could play some Pokemans. So I'm like, all right, well, where do I need to play a Pokemon, and where do I start with Pokemon? Like, and like where does one, like, how can somebody be as like silly and unknowledgeable about a subject as me? So I don't know, and that's another one that I could never record, because it would be like, yeah, like I've never seen these things before, and I'd be saying them all wrong, and be like, and somebody be coming on commenting and be like, excuse me, but clearly that you can tell that this Pokemon is named a Charizard or something. I don't know. What are they even called? I don't know names of fucking Pokemon. But people know all the names and all the stats of all the Pokemon, so I don't know, it's just, not all the stats, but like all the names of all the different kinds of Pokemon. And I know none of that, so, but I will say, when I watched Bruce Williams, Mr. Robert Moran, play through the latest one on his, whatever it was, DS or 3DS, that shit was fucking hilarious, and I will... If he plays it again, I would watch it again. That was some fantastic material, and I think that's part of why I want to play it. But I don't know. It's strange. Sip space coffee. Over caffeinated. Hyper caffeinated. That would be an interesting. Like, I'm just... Not that I'm ever going to open up an actual, like, cafe and call it Space Coffee, except for that I totally already have. But imagine, like, yeah, you can have, like, strange names for coffee. Like, you could have, like, a coffee maybe that had extra caffeine in it. I don't think you could really do that, but maybe you could just make it like a lighter roast, where there's just more caffeine in it regardless. And just, yeah, like have this hyper coffee. Or hyperspace, you just call it hyperspace? Get a large hyperspace to go, please, with milk. And then you'd be like, wow, the milk's just over there. There you go. And I don't know. What do you want from me? Okay, I think it's about time that we find out whether or not this is actually a star I'm going to, or if it's just a thing in the background. Because we've been going towards it for some time. Guess what? It's actually a thing. Good. Based on the speed with which it moved, we know that we are getting closer. Yep. Very technical, highly scientific, and I can tell you exactly how far we are away from it in a few minutes. I think I'm going to skip the gym. The one part of it is that I have got so much energy right now. In an hour or two, when I'm ready to go to the gym, I'm going to have nothing, and I'm going to be dying. And I don't really want to have any more caffeine than I have presently. But, yeah. I'm actually probably going to pare down my going to the gym a bit. So I have been historically going 3 days a week. Last week I started filling in the gaps. So I've been going Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then last week I started doing Tuesday, Thursday. as well, but just doing like cardio stuff. So I was continuing at that this week, and then I was talking to my personal trainer, and she was so mad at me, and so I gotta go back down to 3 days a week, and yeah, it's strange too. Like, I don't know. Like in my head, like I've got the goals as I've related them, and my goals that I have personally, I've told my personal trainer about. And I think especially when you're doing stuff at the gym, I think having goals is very important because it's really easy to just kind of like for me having a goal. Like when I have a goal, it's really easy for me to stick with something. Like I'm horrible at saving money, except when I have something specific that I want to save for. When I have a goal, then it's really easy for me. I can say, okay, I can go, I'm not buying this. I think, oh, I got this much money in the account. It's like, okay, I can get this. Actually, you know what? I don't really need it. I can say, I'll hold off and I'll save that cash towards my goal. I'm the best saver when I have a goal to go for. Otherwise, I will just spend money like there's no tomorrow. So, for me, with going to the gym, I've been kind of looking at it the same way. As long as I have very specific goals in mind, it's easy to stick with it. Because for me, because I have that goal in my head, I'm like, okay, like once I get to like, and then I have set my goals kind of on a rolling, not a rolling, but like once I like they're achievable goals. Once I've achieved that goal, I can say, okay, I've achieved my goal, and then I look at my, like, so my goals are strength oriented, okay? So once I achieve my strength goal, I can look at my, like, physical shape and say, okay, so I've reached my strength goal. How am I in the I like the way I look department? Like, are we, like, have we progressed? Am I almost where I want to be? Am I somewhere in that kind of range? Have I surpassed where I thought I would be? Like, and try to figure it from there. And then I have got a endurance goal after that. So once I've gotten to the weight goal, I want to be able to do that weight all the damn time. So, so that's sort of my methodology, right? So I've got this really straightforward set of goals, and I hit one goal. Once I hit that goal, I've got another goal. Once I hit that goal, I've got another goal. And I've got them all lined up right now already. Yes. So I've got these goals, and I've related my goals to my personal trainer, and she said, okay, this is how you get to them. And then my problem is that though I'm going very quickly, I think I'm progressing very quickly, and I know I am, I still feel like I could be going faster. Like, if I just did a little bit more, I could be going faster. And I don't know stuff about working out, obviously, and she's obviously, educated about it. She's got, a master's in something. I don't know. Actually, does she have a master's? I actually don't know. I believe she does. Not that your personal trainer needs to have a master's degree or anything like that. But, she's got, years of experience, plus she's got a fair bit of education. And, like, I don't see her very often. Like, I see her, I think, once. Like, this is the third time I think I've seen her since I started working out. So I saw her, I did 3 sessions early on. And then this last one, just the other day. Yesterday. And I'm losing track of the days. But yeah. So apparently cardio bad for like muscle strength training things, because it just sucks up all the resources that would go to muscles for that other stuff, and it's just cross training doesn't work for the way that my goals are set up. So yeah, that's pretty much pretty much where it's at. And she was just not. She was like I'm good. I'm glad I caught this early. Like, if you've been doing this for weeks, I'd be so much madder. And she's like, we have a good sort of relationship like that, where she can like be kind of upset with me, and she knows that I'll be okay with it. And I don't mean upset, like she's not like sitting there going, Noden, I'm not mad, just disappointed. It's not like she's, you know, she's not my mom or something, but she's definitely very, like, okay with saying, listen, you're being an idiot, like, stop what you're doing, just stick with the plan. The plan is good. So gotta get back on the plan and go back down to 3 days a week, and which is actually probably good. I mean, it's only been like a week, so it's not like my body wasn't even like accustomed to the extra like taxing of it. But fuck, last week was real taxing on my body, because even like just having those rest days, you don't realize how much your body, like the restorative energies that go into your body when you don't exercise for one day, and how much easier it is just to be alive in the morning when you like don't have those rest days. And then last week I did days. I usually work afternoons. I did days last week too, and that really hurt with the extra exercise. And yeah, it wasn't great, but we're getting there. Oh, and speaking of, in like, you know, strength training, I am now officially stronger than I was when I was 17. I know that doesn't say much. Actually, it's one of those, like, I don't know how much exactly where I was at when I was 17, but I have a firm memory of once lifting 100 pounds, and now I can do that. So on a regular basis. I mean, like bench pressing. I do my sets now with at 80 pounds, so that's pretty fun, you know. We're doing 3 sets of 4 at 80 pounds. It's not a lot of weight, but it's a lot more than I was doing when I started out, so I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, here we go, dubsteppy. Flonk. There's a long way to go for 1 star. But it was a good little trip. Man, we gotta get a station and fix this windshield. It is so bad. But we're gonna have to hopefully try to do that next time. So until that next time, I don't know. Whatever. Sip of coffee. Joe, I love you. Good night.